Hello and welcome to UPSC Warriors by Unacademy. This is Nandini and I'm here today to discuss the most important, almost forgotten strategy that the people claim to find very difficulty in. So most of the times it is seen that while people start to prepare for the examination of UPSC civil services, it is mostly seen that CSAT is something that people mostly struggle with. There are people who claim it to be something which is very mathematics centric, while there are also people who claim it to be something that is just qualifying in nature, which can be referred to at a very later point of time in the preparation. Today, I'm here to discuss what are the do's and don'ts of this particular paper, this particular examination, even if it is qualifying in nature, because it is for some purpose that this particular examination, this particular paper is added into the course of qualification for the mains examination. So today in this session, we are going to cover the syllabus, how one should approach this paper, and how the people claim to make mistakes and just on the door of it, on the edge of it, fail because of this examination. We are going to discuss the entire crux of it, and within the duration of 10 minutes we are going to have it all with respect to CSAT. So if we start a discussion and we see what is actually CSAT, so CSAT is nothing but Civil Services Aptitude Test that aims to test the aptitude of the people who are the aspiring civil services of the country. Introduced in the year 2011, this paper was made qualifying in nature in the year 2015 because of the claims that were made by different sections of the students who were appearing for this examination. Initially, people used to find a little bit difficulty, but then over the time, the difficulty levels were filtered out and this particular paper was standardized. This particular paper, now and then, like for the past 3-4 years, the standard of the question has been raised to the CAT level. We have also had the discussion and we also tried to make investigations with respect to this claim, and we found out that the basic questions of logical reasoning, aptitude ability, and all of that much more or less coincide with the CAT questions. And that's where the problem occurs, because CAT level is a standard level that can be considered as a difficult model to approach in the start, in the beginning phase of it. Now, if we see how are the questions built as such, then there are 80 questions and 200 marks for which you get 2 hours. And it is not mandatory that you top this examination. You just need to score a 33% bare minimum in order to clear the examination. So, if you have already cleared your GS1, then along with CSAT, you will be qualified for the mains examination, that is for sure. So you definitely need to focus on the GS1 aspect, but when it comes to CSAT, you can just contribute to these many marks and be rest assured that you will be able to make it through the examination. There are 3 components to this examination, one being English, other being quantitative aptitude, and then there is logical and analytical reasoning that must be focused on. In English, there are vocabulary, there are comprehensions, and all of that we are going to discuss in very detail. Now, if we see how we can go about preparing for this particular examination, and in particular this particular paper, then we see that we need to maximize our previous year question paper practice, just so we can make it in time, because at most time it is seen that the aspirants are unable to even appear for the paper, complete the paper, and that's where the problem arises. Hence, people who are appearing for the paper, they must and they should do PYQ practices. Then practice as much as you can. At least 200 hours must be given for this particular paper before you go and approach it in the actual showdown case, which is your examination. Moving on, you need to mark yourself on the basis of before and after, which means that you need to first, without doing anything, without studying for the topic, you need to do the PYQ and see what kind of marks you are getting. Then go about in depth of the topic that you are finding difficulty in, that you are finding that you are unable to do questions, and then again do the PYQ. That's how you'll maximize your practice and you will be able to assess yourself as to where you stand before and after preparation. So that is an approach that you must take on. Also, weekly tests are very, very important. You need to complete a few topics and then make sure that you appear for a weekly test. Just so the revision aspect is also covered, and at the same time, the topic that you thought that you have covered already is also concrete under your understanding. Now, start around September and complete till December. At most, you can push it for another month, which is October to January. Most of the people find it very difficult to start up with. They usually keep it for the end time, and that is something that should not be done, because during the end time you tend to just mug up through things, you tend to just look through things, and that is a strategy that is not going to help you. And hence you must start at a very beginning phase, maybe take it up with your optional for the purpose of maybe relaxing for a bit, or take it up as a daily habit, just so you build up on the examination and build up on the paper. Because towards the end, if you keep it, then you are going to find it very, very difficult, and that is something which is practiced and proven. Mostly the aspirants who make it or even fail through the examination, they tend to say that I found it very, very difficult to go through the CSAT paper. CSAT paper was very difficult for me. I missed it by such and such margin because of the CSAT paper. Or in the worst case scenario, I did not qualify the CSAT paper, although my marks in prelims for GS paper 1 were very good. And those are the mistakes that we as aspirants don't want to make, which is why I am here to tell you that start up and strategize as such that you maximize the benefits out of your preparation. Moving on, we have the syllabus thing, which needs to be discussed. So while you go to the UPSC website, it is mostly shown that amidst the syllabus, you must know the 10th level mathematics and English related. But when we dive in very deep, as I said, that the level of the examination and this particular paper is raising up, it is matched to the CAT level, and hence it becomes very important for us to break it down into topics, and that's what I have done it for you. The breakdown for math syllabus, if we consider that, we see that we have the division into basic numeracy and general mental ability, amidst which we have another subdivisions wherein we have probability, trains, boats and stream questions, time in work, partnerships, simple interest and compound interest, mensuration, time, distance, so on and so forth. While we come back to the basic numeracy, then we have LCM, HCF, rational numbers, decimal fractions, which is of course your 10th level mathematics. But you see, the level of the question is very hard, which is why practicing all of these topics become very important. Now, if we consider the reasoning syllabus, then we have LR and aptitude ability along with DI, which is data interpretation, and DS. So in LR, we have mathematical puzzles, patterns, bar charts, deriving conclusion, we have Venn diagram, charts, then we have assumptions, cause and effect, calendar, statements, blood relation, whatnot. And in DI and DS, we have alphabet test, coding, decoding, Venn diagram, as I said, classification, analogy, etc. Wherein we consider the entire aspect of reasoning must be covered while we are addressing to the reasoning aspect, reasoning syllabus of CSAT as an examination. Henceforth, you need to understand the sincerity of this thing. It is not required that you are very much Arjuna in terms of achieving the CSAT paper. You just need to know the basics just so you can qualify. Do not do PhD in CSAT, because that is something that is not going to lead for the fruits for you, because that is something that is going to make you get trapped in the preparation of this examination, because that's another mistake that the aspirant majorly do, and that is something that we should not do as aspirants. And hence this strategy is for you, for all of our English medium aspirants, so that they can be comprehensive enough about the preparation modality that they need to use for themselves, and they can make a smart choice. And that's what should be done in the entire course of preparation. You should prepare smart while you work hard. So there are certain key points that you all must remember with respect to this paper, which is, do not ignore this paper for sure. Do not invest too much of time. As I said, know your strengths and weaknesses so that you can work upon your weaknesses at all times. Then give time as per your need. If you have more amount of strength, then do not boost your self confidence, self esteem just by practicing CSAT. Make sure that you devote only the time which is needed, not that is not needed, and which is just for the purpose of fueling your own self, fueling your own confidence. It is a very good approach to do, but wasting your time is something that we cannot afford in the process of preparation for this particular examination, which has a very long cycle. Then remember that it's a qualifying paper. Always remember it, because that's where people fail. They start to do PhD on this particular paper, and then the fruit does not get yielded, it does not serve to the purpose, and the aspirant tend to fail the examination by a mere margin. So I hope that the information provided by me was beneficial to you. You may be able to jot down the notes and maybe narrow down your preparation methodology. And if in case you need any more help, then feel free to write it in our comment section. And if you like the session, do not hesitate to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel UPSC Warriors by Unacademy.